we will not waste time. Let's bring him straight in. Wordsmith broadcaster Kel Richards. My audience wants to get straight into these every Wednesday night. Your idea was to look at the term Makarrata Commission. We're hearing a lot about that. We've talked obviously about The Voice, but it's all about Makarrata at the moment. And this so-called truth-telling. Now, I remember that at the end of apartheid in South Africa. What's its application here? What can you tell us, Kel?
In Australia, truth-telling is a very narrow, very precise technical term, recorded by the Oxford English Dictionary from 1988 here in Australia, and it means acknowledging the suffering of Indigenous people in the colonial era. That's all it means. It doesn't mean, telling the truth and the whole truth and nothing but the truth. It just means acknowledging colonial events that affected Indigenous Australians. That's all it means. So we mustn't think of truth-telling as a big deal. It's that very narrow, precise meaning.
All right, Makarrata Commission, where's that one come from?
Makarrata is a word from the Yolngu language in Arnhem Land, and it means treaty. It doesn't mean anything else. The man who adopted it and put it into Australian English as the word for treaty was Nugget Coombs. I remember talking to the poet Judith Wright, a long time ago, late 1970s, and she was a member of Nugget's Australian Aboriginal Treaty Project or something like that, and he found this word, Makarrata, borrowed it, to use for the word treaty. So every time Albanese says Makarrata, he is actually saying treaty. That's what the word means.
Aha. That's what Australians need to know. One of our viewers, Mark from Gladesville, this is in New South Wales, wants to know about the word limelight. He says it's often used by politicians. He says politicians want the limelight. Why is it called limelight?
Yes, they're desperate for it, aren't they? Well, it goes back, it was theatrical lighting, a bit like a spotlight, before the days of electricity. And they got this brilliant white light to shine on the stage by literally burning a block of lime, a piece of lime. It was actual limelight. And it was like being in the limelight was being in the spotlight, being in stage, being the focus of attention, which is what the pollies want.
You mean lime as in like a lime wash sort of lime, not lime, the fruit lime?
No. We're talking about the solid mineral lime. And they had a way of burning that, and it burnt with a brilliant white light and provided the first theatrical lighting before electricity.
Right, staying on The Voice, Christine, another one of our audience members, says, The Voice is looking like a bit of a schmozzle. And then she says, where on earth does schmozzle come from? I love this. My dad used to use schmozzle. Where's it come from?
It sounds like a Yiddish word. It is a Yiddish word. Would it not be a Yiddish word, I ask you? The original Yiddish word is schlematzel, which means bad luck. And in Australia, we applied it to mean chaos or confusion, that kind of thing. Interestingly, it started off as British slang, but now is almost only used in Australia. So schmozzle is ours. So if we have an Australian political chaos and confusion like The Voice, we can call it schmozzle. We're speaking Aussie.
All right, quickly, your web address so people can give us more words for next week.
ozwords.com.au, ozwords.com.au.
Kel, thank you as always.